Let's go and introduce you to our crowd. We've got a big crowd in tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a gentleman that was loved by, well, still is, loved by all race goers, all jockeys, and I'm an absolutely pleasure to have him on, Mr. Graham Bradley, sir. How are you? Brilliant.
I've seen the Jimmy Duggan and the Rich Dunwoody interview you did, which was very good.
Brilliant. We love Jimmy.
Two very good friends of mine years ago. Well, they're still friends of mine now.
Yeah.
I'd love to go see Jimmy in America.
Yeah, he's loving life out there, but he does miss home. How's the move? Are you all settled in France now, Brad?
Yeah, we moved here in early December. I lived near Lambourne for 32 years. Bit of a change in lifetime now. I've got a gîte business now in this new property that I'm in.
Oh well.
My wife's sister Auntie Lynn, she works for a company who sells houses and things, and she found it for us. And it's lovely here. It's supposed to be the second warmest place in France. I'm gonna buy and sell French horses later on in time, I think.
Wow.
Poitiers is only half an hour from me. There's a train station there and an airport. It's half an hour away, and you fly to England, Stansted. It's only 35 minutes. It's a lovely area, and I'm really looking forward to it, guys.
Brilliant, lovely. Right, let's go and take you back to your youth, pal. How did you get into racing then, Brad? What kicks it all off for you?
I was very lucky. I was from a council house family. My father, Norman, he died when he was 72, quite a few years ago, unfortunately. He trained for Jack Hansen, 16 Hall near Weatherby. We lived in a council house family for them as nothing.
Right.
I lost my mother when I was 14, cancer, which was breast cancer, which was very upsetting. But then I sort of rode out for my dad a little bit. I rode out in Weatherby, Tommy Shedden. And I just wanted to be a jockey since I was very young. And my dad knew Tommy Stack very well, and he got me a job with Arthur Stevenson. Right. I left school when I was 17, went up to Bishop Auckland, worked for Arthur Stevenson for 2 years. Unfortunately, he never seen horses riding out. He came out the odd time schooling once a month or something, but he never seen us riding out. He didn't know I was any good. And I was an amateur jockey. I got very few rides off him, unfortunately. He was a lovely man. He was a brilliant trainer. The staff was absolutely mega. I'm still friends with lots of them on Facebook now. My dad was living in Weatherby, and he was friends with Michael Dickinson's dad, Tony Dickinson, right?
Yeah.
And he got me a job, and I was 10th in line. What was I going to say? If you read that, Graham Bradley, Wayward Lad, one of the best horses I ever rode.
Brilliant.
All the stories are in there, right? I was 10th in line. They offered me a job, but no rise.
Right.
Within 6 months, I think I rode a winner. And within 18 months, I rode a Cheltenham Gold Cup winner.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And Michael Dickinson, he's gone down in record books, and it won't be beaten in our lifetime. I can't see that. 5 runners, and they finish in the first 5. And you rode the winner, Bragon.
Yeah, he's an absolute genius, Michael Dickinson. I mean, his dad, Tony Dickinson, was an absolute superstar. He bought some brilliant horses. And his mother, Monica, they're both gone now, unfortunately. She was brilliant as well. They only had 50 stables. And I think he trained 122 winners in one season or something.
Unbelievable.
I was just so lucky to have a brilliant job with him. And it was a shame he didn't stay on to be a trainer. He got offered by Robert Sangster to come down to Manton to be his trainer, which was a shame. His mother, Monica, carried on being a trainer, and I stayed with her for 2 or 3 years. But then when she retired, I had to move. And I moved down south 34 years ago.
Wow.
Dominic French, Ryman Reason's trainer. I came down and worked for him, David Murray Smith. And it was a total change of life. I loved it up north, but I loved it down in Lambourne as well. But I was very lucky to win a Hennessy on Brigon, Gold Cup on gone. It was just an amazing career. Loved it.
Brilliant. And there's some other fantastic horses that you rode too. And I've got a good friend here, you might even know the name, Razor Ruddock.
Yes, I've met him a few times. He's a superstar, lovely bloke.
Yeah, he lives a couple of miles away and we're really close buddies. And he sends his regards, and he loved you and the partnership with Sunny Bay on a soggy day. And also you done well in the National with Sunny Bay, didn't you?
I think it was one of the best rides that was ever given. It won the race. It was second in the race the year before with about 10 stone 6. Jamie Osborne rode it. And I rode it the following year with 12 stone, heavy ground. I dropped it out last. I went down the inside. Charlie Brooks, the trainer, and the owner asked me what I was going to do with him. I said, just leave it to me. And it ran an absolute blinder. Earth Summit beat us.
Oh, wow.
Carried about 10 stone 8, 10 stone 9 or something. It won the Scottish National. I think it won the Welsh National. It won some really, really big races. Sunny Bay was a real superstar. Won the Hennessy on him, which was absolutely brilliant. And then second in the Grand National. One of my favourite horses of all time.
Brilliant. I don't know if you saw the start of our show, we did a little tribute to Desert Orchid. Any connection with Desi, I will play. We've had Simon Sherwood on, we've had Colin Brown on, we've had Richard Dunwoody on, and I believe you rode on Desi.
I did. I was very lucky. He was an absolute superstar. He'd won the Irish Grand National. David Ellsworth tried to get me on it.
Oh, right.
Tried to get the stable jockey on it. But the owners wouldn't let me, unfortunately. They chose Richard Dunwoody. I mean, Richard Dunwood's a genius, brilliant jockey. Yeah. But I did still get a ride on him. He won the Irish National. I think he won that 2-mile race at Ascot. Sandown it was, actually.
Yeah.
He'd won that a few years before. But anyway, he won the Irish National over 4 miles, 2 furlongs. And then first time out the following year, Richard Dunwoody didn't want to ride him because it was 2 miles at Sandown. So they put me on it. 24 runners. We finished last, finished 4th. It was still absolutely brilliant to ride one of the best horses ever. I think Desert Orchid. But I beat him, you know, at Wincanton on Kildimo, level weights.
Oh yeah, I've seen that race. Yeah.
Oh, I gave him an absolute world-class ride, Kildimo. He was a very, very, very good horse. He had a few injuries, unfortunately. I think he was favoured for the Cheltenham Gold Cup. And he only finished about 4th or 5th, I think, which was disappointing. But to beat Desert Orchid, level weights, 3 miles, Wincanton, was unbelievable.
There's not many people can say that.
No, well, I mean, you obviously do Facebook. I do Facebook as well. I also do Graham Bradley's Horse Racing Memories on Facebook. Since I've left England and moved to France, I haven't put any more videos on, but I've put some great races on for people to watch. It's really, really good. People enjoy it.
Brilliant. And when you finished in the saddle, you've got a good eye for a horse. And me being a Liverpool fan, didn't you out Robbie Fowler and Steve McManaman out?
Oh yeah, A.P. McCoy, Anthony McCoy, absolute superstar. He's godfather to my daughter Georgie May, who's living out here, me and the missus. Anthony, I mean, he's just an absolute superstar. How many championships did he win? 18 and 19 and 20? Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, unbelievable.
What did you say? What did you ask about him?
I asked that you tried...
Robbie, he introduced me to Steve McManaman and Robbie Fowler.
That's it.
Two absolute unbelievable superstars. I bought them when I was retired and I'd become a bloodstock agent. I bought them 6 horses, and every single one of them won first time out. They had a few quid on them, and they were all good horses. All of them won. I think the best horse I bought him was Seabold.
Right.
He won a novice early, won a handicap early, and he won 5 or 6 novice chases on the bounce. I mean, he was favourite the Summer Lions novice chase at Cheltenham. And I think if finished 2nd or 3rd, he got beat by a good horse. But I used to go to the football. I used to go to Real Madrid to see Steve McManaman when he went to there to play for them.
Fantastic.
Two gentlemen, 2 superstars. They loved horses. Unfortunately, when they stopped playing football, they never bought any more horses. But they really enjoyed horses they are. Two lovely lads.
Brilliant. Right, well, to finish off with them, brothers, I've got 3 messages here. I'm going to see if you can work out who they're from. I'm sure you'll be able to work this out. The first message came in knowing that you was on. Ask him about when I lived with him in Spears Holt.
I had a load of people who lived with me. A.P. McCoy lived with me. Jimmy Duggan lived with me.
Got him. That'll do. That'll do. Jimmy Duggan. And he said...
We had a fair bit of fun. I've written this down. I've got to tell you this. I wrote 731 winners.
Wow.
From 4,659 rides. That was all them years ago. I mean, I retired 20 odd years ago. So
yeah, brilliant.
Very pleased.
Well, this next
Well,
one...
Another message?
Right, the next one's a little bit longer. Is when I was in my last year at school, my schoolmates wanted a bet in the Gold Cup. At lunchtime, we went to the betting shop in the village, and as I was the leading amateur jockey at the time, they assumed I knew what I was talking about. So I told them we'd go on and win the Gold Cup. You became an icon in that winning moment. Years later, you would become a great friend, a colleague in the jockey room. And in my time in racing, I would have no hesitation in saying that you was the nicest guy that ever put colours on your back.
That was lovely. Yeah, I was very, very, very confident with regard to win the Cheltenham Gold Cup.
Do you know who wrote that?
We had 5 in it, so with Captain John Ware, with that silver book, Ashley House, finished first 5. Who was it that said it?
That was Declan Murphy.
Declan Murphy. He was a very close friend of mine. He was a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant jockey as well. He's a lovely lad. Yeah. It was a miracle that he survived.
Yeah, we had him on.
I think he was dead for 30 seconds or a couple of minutes when he rode at Haydock, but they're absolute supers. I still speak to him on Facebook and on the telephone.
Well, we've had him on the show. You want to go back and watch the interview? It's had 3,500 views, mate, and it was a lovely interview. And the last one surprised me. I've got a text today. It's got, Graham was a brilliant jockey, a very kind man who was brilliant looking after younger jockeys. And he goes on by saying he's going to be on the show next week. And it's Sir A.P. McCoy.
We, Anthony, we had a lot of fun. I did a lot of help to a lot of jockeys. I looked after them all. I just loved my life. It was absolutely incredible. And to win the races that I did, you know, to ride Wayward Lad, Brigone, Morley Street, Adworth Boys, Savandon Loire, Ryan and Reason, Pearly Man, Steersby, Kildimo, Floyd, Vaccaro, Celtic Shots, Right Hand Man, Seymour Indians, Cumbria Better, Collier Bays, Sunny Bay. I mean, it's a miracle. All them superstar horses that I rode.
Brilliant.
It was amazing. I'll never forget.
Fantastic, and we'll never forget you, brothers, and hopefully we'll talk again. Thank you so much for coming on, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and our last race is dedicated. We've got only 8 of your favourite horses running in that, so it'd be interesting to see who comes out on top for a bit of fun. It's been a pleasure, brothers, and thank you so much for joining us, pal.
Okay, lovely, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you. Cheers, bye.